Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here today for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. Before we get to our top news, let's get a check of the weather with meteorologist Zach Scott. Zach, unfortunately, it looks like this winter weather is sticking around again.
Yeah, we still got a chance for one more wave pushing through. All right, the big question is how much moisture is going to work back north. We've had enough moisture around with the last few waves that have worked through that everyone's seen either sleet or freezing rain. But drier air has moved in since Tuesday, and now moisture will build back in north as we go through the day. Northwestern Arkansas is going to be right on the edge of the air just being too dry, and because of that, we're going to have chances for lighter precipitation. Instead of sleet, we're talking about mostly the chance for some patchy freezing drizzle or a light freezing shower, and that'll primarily be late Wednesday into Wednesday night is the best chance for a little light glaze to the north. Now you start working a little bit further south towards the River Valley and point south towards the Ouachitas, and you're going to work back into more moisture, better lift. We're going to have a better chance for some scattered freezing showers working through this afternoon, evening, and overnight. So lighter chances for an extra coat of ice to the north, better chances for the potential for icing off towards the south. Ice storm warnings are in effect for Fleur, Scott, Logan, Sebastian counties through noon Thursday for the potential of 1/10 to 3/10 of an inch of ice. And that would give us some travel issues, and the potential that kind of significant ice could give us a lot of power outages and issues off towards the south. Winter weather advisories for our northern zones through noon Thursday for the potential of an additional light coating of ice. Again, because northwest Arkansas is going to have some drier air to contend with here. We're starting out the day overall quiet, especially across northwest Arkansas. Patchy freezing drizzle possible through the first half of your Wednesday south of I-40. As we go late afternoon into the evening, moisture's increasing out of North Texas, southern Oklahoma, and we'll have the chance to see more in the way of some light to moderate freezing rain showers pushing in. Again, the Ouachitas, River Valley South has the better chance for that. By late afternoon, evening, we could have enough moisture for some patchy freezing drizzle to the north. This will all create slick spots. Temperatures are going to try to top out near freezing for northwest Arkansas. 31 to 34 is where we're likely going to be this afternoon in the River Valley. And then temperatures, if you do get above freezing, will likely dip back down towards the freezing mark by late afternoon and through the evening hours. Again, future track radar hinting at it's going to be really close. Some areas going to be right at 32, some may be a degree above, and 32 is the key number. If you're 32 or below, then it's freezing rain that's falling outside and not just a cold shower. We're going to stay there all night long. We're hovering right around that freezing mark. Again, overnight, patchy freezing drizzle north, drier air, more moisture to the south, off and on scattered showers remain possible through Thursday morning. As we go deeper into the morning hours Thursday into Friday, temperatures will start to warm above freezing. And then overall, our precipitation chances will be tapering off late morning into the afternoon. We should be left with cloudy skies, drying conditions slowly moving in, and then we're talking about all sunshine and warmer weather as we go into Friday. Joe?
All right, thanks so much, Zach. Well, during this winter weather, first responders and towing companies are asking drivers to be extra cautious on the roads this week. Central EMS serves the city of Fayetteville and surrounding areas and found out that the slick roads are already having a big impact on their operations and how they respond to emergencies this week.
Right now, we're not going lights and sirens to or from any calls. It feels weird in some circumstances, especially those patients, you know, that they get to the hospital quickly. But it's more important that they get to the hospital at all than being involved in an accident.
Well, he says they're making that decision to prevent other drivers from sliding off the road. Plus, the ambulances have to slow down on the ice anyway. Central EMS says don't hesitate to call 911 if in an emergency. And for the second time in a week, Governor Sanders has activated the Arkansas National Guard to help with an emergency response during this winter weather. Members have been helping Arkansas state troopers across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley since Monday. More soldiers and vehicles were requested compared to last week, and they're expected to be activated even longer. So far, they say they've made contact with over 30 drivers and provided more than 10 assists, including an ambulance they dug out from some sleet.
So what we expect to be doing is assisting stranded motorists. Typically in a time like this, it would be with heat. You know, if they're out there in their vehicle and they can't get it running, they're going to get real cold. So we expect that to be our primary thing that we're doing. We've also got water, and like I mentioned, food, and anything else that's directed by the Arkansas State Police.
Well, they are running 12-hour shifts and spending any off time at the State Police Troop and Lowell and in Fort Smith. And road crews are putting in some pretty long hours, laying different materials down to keep the roads as safe as possible. So how is supply looking as we deal with our second round of winter weather heading into a third in just a week? The City of Fayetteville road crews have between 20 and 25 people, they say, working per shift. They're fighting each wave of winter weather by spraying a salt brine mixture on the roads. The Assistant Public Works Director, Terry Gully, says they started off this fall with 2,000 tons of salt and haven't even used a quarter of it. He says the city makes its own salt brine.
We dump the salt into it, then we run water through that salt, and then that will come out into a tank, storage tank, and then we will have that at about 26% salt solution. And what that does is lower the freezing point that would freeze. If we were spraying water out there, it'd be freezing at 32 degrees. If we do it with salt brine, it lowers it more down to around 15.
Well, the Fayetteville Road Department says they plan to be out treating roads around the clock until conditions and roads improve. And the Hogs battled against the Aggies last night at Bud Walton Arena, an important contest for the Razorbacks. Jacob Seuss joining us now with more.
Arkansas back at home last night for another tough test. This time it was one of the biggest surprises of the college basketball season. A Texas A&M squad sitting second in the SEC with a 7-1 record. The ice not affecting another great crowd at the Bud last night, and it was a happy 23rd birthday to the twins, Makai and Mikel Mitchell. And it's Makai who gets the first Arkansas bucket of the night on the feed from Ricky Council. And Arkansas had the good Council last night. He had 7 of the Hogs' first 17 points. Arkansas up by 6 points in the first half. One of the few things Arkansas, though, did wrong yesterday was getting doubled up on the offensive glass, which did help keep the Aggies in the game. But Devo Davis, he stayed hot. He's going to hit a 3 himself from the wing. Razorbacks went into halftime up 42-34. So we go second half, 1 of 11 combined blocks last night from the Mitchell twins. That's going to lead to another bucket from Council on the other end. His scoring touch was back for the Razorback offense. Hogs up 8, and this time it's Mikel Mitchell in the paint. Count it, and the foul. He flirted with a triple-double last night. You heard that right. The Aggies kept fighting, but the Hogs kept pushing back. Anthony Black, count it, and the foul. He had 12. The lead never got closer than 4. And the icing on the cake, Ricky Council, the 4th. The audacity to do that in a live game. Let's check that out one more time. He had a game-high 19 points last night. Arkansas wins its 3rd straight SEC game, taking down the Aggies 81-70.
I mean, we put some pressure on our team the last 48 hours about the importance of this particular game, and knowing that they're coming in here 7-1. When they walked in tonight, I mean, we had signs all over of different messages about the importance and the meaning of this particular game, because we know we have really difficult road games coming up. So yeah, it was a big game, an important game for us.
It was the definition of a team effort. 4 scorers in double figures. Council and Davis lead the way with 19 points. And on their 23rd birthday, the Mitchell twins combined for 15 points, with Mikel bringing home 13 rebounds and 7 blocks. A big-time victory, with the Hogs now off to Columbia, South Carolina to battle the Gamecocks Saturday afternoon at 2:30. But for now, that's going to do it for sports. Have a great morning.
All right, well, thank you for joining us here today for the latest news and weather where you live. Catch up with us again tomorrow right here for more.